Hi everyone, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. First of all, I want to mention that I haven't been able to put up any more tutorials because I've really gotten kind of an overload of commissions. And the commissions do have to come first. So as soon as I get caught up on the commissions, I'll get right back into doing the tutorials. But while I'm doing these commissions, I had a thought, and this one particular customer that I will be making a fashion doll, I suggested to her about would she be comfortable if I sculpted this and put it up on YouTube. And this way, you know, she could watch the whole thing. She was really excited about it. Now, some of my other customers would prefer not to do that. Usually I will take pictures of it, and I try to share with them a little bit of how their doll is being created. So I have to respect that, but this customer in particular, she was just so excited about this. I am too, but I'm also a little bit nervous. And the other thing that I do want to say is that she did ask me not to mention her name, so I will respect that. And I know that every time I put up a video, she's going to be watching it. And of course, I'm going to be very, very nervous about it, whether if she's going to like it. But I always feel that way, even if I'm email the pictures. It's just all part of it. Okay. Now, the thing that I wanted to share with you is that as you see me doing different sculptures, I don't want you to get hung up on when I show you one way and then you'll see me do something a little different. The only things that I have to say that I really stick with is in the tutorial of all the problems that I had developed with polymer clay, like not using alcohol and stuff like that. I stick to that, but as far as sculpting it, I can change because sometimes my clay is working better than other times. And to be honest with you, it's art, and I think art needs to be free. It doesn't need to be like mass production or a mold. It can be different every single time. Now this doll is, I think I mentioned it, it's going to be a fashion doll. The customer wants sculpted eyes, so I'm really excited about this because I've been making so many handmade eyes and setting them in, and it's been so monotonous, and I'm getting so tired of it. So when she said sculpted, it was like, oh boy, something new again. That's what it feels like, and I think that's what art should feel like. It should not feel like you have to do the same thing over and over and over and over, because I just get dead tired of doing the same things over. Okay, and that's the other thing too. I know that the clay is something that we keep using over and over, but to be honest with you, I'm even really in the direction that I might be even switching. I might be coming out of polymer clay and going into something else, but I'm doing more research on it, and I think it's going to be much better than polymer clay. I can't really say too much about it because I don't really have enough information, and we'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, if not, I'll always be with polymer clay, and who knows, I might still do polymer clay and something else. Okay, I've drawn out the size of the head. And what I've done is, of course, it's going to be a half of a head. And I have taken my clay and I have made a nice egg shape. Now what I did with this one, and this always helps me out, is that when I drew the template, I drew the ears so that I could see the ears on the outside of my clay. And I am going to put in my halfway mark right at those ears. I don't know, that just helps me. And this way I'm not eyeballing it. I've already figured out where I want it. And I have it. Okay, and then for the other halfway mark, I've got my nice chin at a nice little point there. And remember, your egg, the highest part of your egg is going to be right along the center of that line, and then the egg goes around. So, we're going to make our halfway mark. Now, you guys might see the camera going on and off. If that should happen, I just want to let you know I'm either getting frustrated with the camera being on, it's in my way, or it's getting dirty. I just want you to know that those are the reasons, or somebody even walked in the door, somebody's calling me. Just so that you know that I'm not trying to hide anything from you. It's just that I have to work around my art, and I have to work around the people that are here in my home. So, I have my halfway mark. Okay, now we're going to make the eyes a little bit further apart. And I'm going to make my first dot a little bit lower than my halfway mark. I'm not going to be right on my halfway mark. Okay, so I'm going to put my mark in, and I'm going to put my mark in on this side. Now, whether you guys are going to see the whole completion of this doll, I don't know, because again, it's going to determine on if I have the time to record it or the space, really. It's not the time, it's really the space. But I will do my best to show you whatever I can. And my customer knows, you know, I do have that to work with. So she might not see the whole doll being, you know, created. I hope I can. I'm going to really, really try. Because this is new. And I always like new things. Okay, I'm just going to make like an almond shape eye. And I'm just sketching it in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not now at this point. Now in my other tutorials you did see me use the epoxy sculpt, and then I cut out the head and everything, but since we're doing these sculpted eyes, I don't do that. Okay, and then they say halfway down is the nose, but I always eyeball it. And then the mouth. Okay. And let's see, I hope you guys are seeing this. I'm just going to move the camera just a little bit. I'm hoping that you can see it good. Okay. All right. Now, my corner's here. And my corner's here. Now that's going to make my bridge right here. So, that just brought my bridge down from my halfway mark. The bridge isn't up here at the halfway mark, it's below it. Okay? Alright, now I'm going to take my tool and I'm just going to start right here at the bridge. And I'm just going to work the clay up a little bit. And I'm going to take my clay and I'm going to bring it down towards the tip of the nose and towards the top part of the nose. Because I want to build the nose. Okay, now I can see a little bit of the nose going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my eyes and I'm going to press that clay in. Now I'll probably put clay back in to make the eye. Sometimes I have to do it that way, or sometimes I have enough. It just all depends. But no biggie. Okay, now I'm going to take the corners and I'm just going to press down just a little bit, and I'm coming up the eye. Same thing on this side. Coming up the eye just a little bit. Everything that you see me do, it's a very, very soft touch. And trust me, you are moving the clay. You might think, I'm not pushing this enough. Trust me, it's better off that you manipulate the clay slow, because if I were to put force in it, it's a lot easier to go back in with my tool and push in than to rather have to pull it back out or to add clay. Okay, and I'm just making a little bit of a nose. And I'm going to bring down a little bit towards the cheeks. And I try to do the same thing on one side that I do on the other. And I'm just putting in a little line so that I can still see and feel the eyes. I love doing the eyes, you guys. I get a lot of feeling with the eyes, more so than anything else. See, I already have a piece of hair. Okay. And I'm just going to bring this up a little bit and work it into the forehead. Okay, and there's my temples. And I'm going to do it a little bit on this side. Okay, now the nose, I don't know. I've gotten a lot of emails, and I will be doing it, but everybody seems to have a lot of problems with the upper lip, or just sculpting lips. And I don't know why, but lips were never really hard for me. I think the only thing that I really had a hard time with in the beginning was that I would have made them more like a caricature instead of realistic. But I think we all start there. And there's really nothing wrong with that style. It's just that, you know, whatever style you're wanting to find with yourself, you know, that's totally up to you, because you're the creator. And art needs to be free. If it can't be free, to me, it is not art. Okay, now this part right here underneath the nose, okay, this is, I don't have my tool to where I'm digging in really, really deep, okay? That's where I see a lot of people will do, okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm taking it and I'm bringing my clay down into the lip. remembering, keeping it in my focus so that my tool and my hand will do what my focus is on, okay? Remember, this part of the egg is going to be raised the highest, and then the rest of it tapers down. So that's going to make my upper lip a little bit higher, and then the mouth going off into the sides. Okay. And I'm going to do this side. And I'm going to need a lot more up in this nose. Just very, very lightly. Okay. Now here's my line for my upper lip. Okay. Now what I do is I take my tool, and you can see my tool has a little curvature to it. I'm going to, I don't know if I had that in the camera. It has a little curvature to it. Okay, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down the other way. And I am going to take just a little bit of the clay, and I'm going to just push it up just a little bit. And what you're actually going to create is the letter M. And then I'm going to turn my tool back over, and I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. And my focus is still telling my hand and my tool that everything is going in a curvature direction. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to take this, the smallest stylus ball, and I'm just going to sketch in the bottom lip. But I'm going to share something with you that it took me a while to learn this, and I'm still good for this because I'll get so involved in it and I'm not even thinking, I'm just doing it. Okay, when I sketch it in, I'm going to sketch from the bottom lip. I'm going to go from the corner to the center of my line. And I'm going to explain to you why I am telling you this, okay? Now, stop there. And I'm going to sketch it in from over here. Okay, reason why I do this is because I found that if I take my tool and I just go straight across, okay, well, I'm not sketching in my lip the same way. I'm taking more clay and I'm dragging it this way, and I'm also stretching it. I want my clay to go in the same direction here, and I want my clay to go in the same direction over here. Now mind you, sometimes you're going to see me sculpting and I will just totally do the opposite. Like I said, that is something that I have to always tell myself, and I'm good for not doing that. Okay, now I'm going to take my other tool and I'm going to bring that clay down. And that's going to form her chin. And always the chin is like a little ball. I guess it could be square too. Okay. And I always want to make sure that I'm staying in the lines of my my sketch. And I'm just bringing my clay around. And the same here. Okay. Now, I want to work on this nose. So here's what I do. Here's the corner of my eye and the corner of this eye. Okay? Now I can see, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see my clay. I've got like a ball of clay right up in here. So I'm going to take my tool and very lightly I'm bringing that clay down into the nose. And I don't want to have a real thick nose, so I'm going to try to keep it narrow, which that would mean that most of my clay will be up in here, and this will be more of tapered. And then I'm just going to push just a little bit for the nostrils so I can get more of a visual here. And I'm going to take my clay. Now sometimes I have to add clay for that little ball at the end of the nose, but I'm hoping that I don't have to, because it seems to me like when I have to do that, it's a real touchy area. And yeah, for me, I have to really work on smoothing it. So I try to get it this way so that I don't have to do that much smoothing in that area of the nose, because it's such a small area. But either way, it still works. Okay, now I'm going to take this area right in here and I'm just going to open it up just a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And I'm just pushing the clay in just a little bit more. Okay, now it looks like I've got this eye going a little bit bigger. That's okay. Okay, just taking the lip. You're going to kind of see me moving all over, because basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to feel it, but in order to feel it you got to get some sort of a visual. So okay, now I'm going to take some of my clay and I'm going to go about right into the center of the eye. And I'm going to just very lightly bring it up into the nose. Pay attention to the direction that you are taking your clay, because you want to do the same thing on the other side. That's the same thing as what I explained with the lip. Bringing that up just a little bit more, and then I'm going to bring this down into the ball of the nose. I'm focusing on a ball right there. So as long as I'm focusing, my hand's going to do it. You know, it's kind of like, if you think of it this way, if you're going to write the alphabet, so let's say that you're starting off with the letter A. Well, your thought is saying letter A. Well, your thought already knows what the letter A looks like, so your hand is going to do it. But of course, you've got to get familiar with your shapes. just like you had to get familiar with when you were learning to write the alphabet. Once you get it, then your thoughts just tell you, but your hand does it. I don't know if that made any sense, but okay. Just bringing this into the corner of her mouth just a little bit. And again, just a soft, soft touch. Okay, and then this area right in here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put in that bone, the brow bone, and I'm going to go all the way around. Now this is going to be exaggerated, I know. And I'm going to do the same thing. And maybe this will help. Is that I hope you can see it, but as I'm putting the bones in, I'm actually seeing a heart, okay? But I'm not having to bring the heart further into here. The heart would be the two little arches on the side of the heart. And then I'm bringing it up around. I don't know if that will help anybody, but that's what's coming to me. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take my fingers and very lightly just run it over the clay, because I want all those little sharp lines gone, be gone. I'm just going to go ahead and just play with my eye just a little bit more. And I'm just going to push in a little bit at the temples. And I'm looking at my face in comparison to my template. And it's all looking really good. Now, when I pick this up and I look at the profile, that's where it's probably going to be scary. Because I'm going to have to see what I have to push in. Or did I push in too far? Okay. And I want to pull that little area right there between the bridge and the forehead, bring the clay up towards the head and smooth it around. Okay, and I'm going to open that up just a little bit more. Okay, I'm not liking that lip just yet. I want I'm going to just bring that down. And I can see my nose is off on this side. I can see that from here. Okay. Now let me see. Oops. I'm just smoothing out that little jab that I made. I didn't intentionally do that. Okay, let's go ahead and pick it up. And let's take a look at it. Okay. I don't know. My little marks there for the cheek. Okay. So we're gonna bring it out. See how the forehead's going? Not bad. I don't know if you can see that. And let's see how the bridge is going in the nose. Yeah, it's coming along. Okay. And I'm just going to very, very lightly just manipulate the clay just a little bit. I might have to take these gloves off. But I don't know about all of you, but polymer clay really dries my hands out. And then I have to be careful of the lotion, and what lotion that I use. Okay, I'm going to put that back on there. And I'm not liking her mouth just yet. I think let me bring this down a little bit in the center. See, I'm changing the whole thing because I wasn't happy with that mouth, and I'm not happy with the nose either. Okay. I'll put my line back in. And I'm going to go ahead and put some lines in here for my eye so I can feel the face. Okay. Now let's see what I can come up with. Now sometimes I've done this. If I don't get that feeling going, I will take this whole head and I will ball it up. And I will start over. I have to feel it. Okay, now I'm going to make the nostrils. Okay, let's pick it up and let's see what it looks like now from the side. Yeah, I'm going to have to take my gloves off to do this. I can see that. Okay, but that mouth is a little bit better than what it was. Okay, I'm going to just go off camera and I'm going to look at this a little bit better and see if this is where I want to go with this. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay everyone, I'm back and I wanted to show you so far what I've done. I added a little bit more to the chin, and that was pretty much it as far as adding the clay. The eyes, what I did was I opened them up a little bit more. I was going to go with a smaller eye. I'm still kind of undecided with this whole thing. But I wanted to show you so far how it's turning out anyways. Now then what I need to do is I need to get that eye to match that eye. I'm not really happy with the lips yet. Whether I keep this actual face, I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually set this aside and come back to it tomorrow, because I'm kind of like I go one way and then I go another way, and when you start doing that, you've worked on it too long, and you figure I've been working on this for quite a few hours. But that's what I've got so far, and just wanted to show you the sculpting part of it, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, if I like it better or I smush it and start over. I don't know. I think I've been around it just a little bit too much. Thank you everyone for viewing this, and I hope that you've just enjoyed this as entertainment. And I will see you again, hopefully with the same head and not another one. But if so, you get to see that again if you'd like. Have a great day everyone, and thank you again.